I would like to call this January 13th, 2026 council meeting to order and ask the clerk to call the roll, please.
Dr. Lee.
Here.
Ms. Simmons.
Here.
Ms. Mount.
Here.
Ms. Pendergast.
Here.
Dr. Wells.
Here.
Ms. Shinholster.
Here, we have a quorum present and continue with the meeting. Please join me for the prayer and the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand. Let's bow our heads, please. Father God, you are faithful. Nothing is impossible for you, and nothing is too hard for you. Our problems, our pain, our grief, and our hurt, you know it all, and support us through every season of our lives. Thank you for bringing us through 2025 and allowing us to be present in this setting and with these that are present in 2026. Today, we ask for your guidance in this meeting. Fill us with your calmness and peace. Help us to make decisions that are pleasing in your sight. We ask you, Lord, for a special prayer for the mayor. We know that she is sick, Father, and we pray that you will heal her and bring her back to our midst. These things and more we pray in your name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We will now move to public comments, and we notice that 2 people have signed up. So for the first person, we'll ask Liam Landry to come to the podium. Keep in mind, sir, that you have 3 minutes. You putting the clock up there? Give us just a moment, Mr. Landry, so she can put the clock up there. Okay, she's gonna time it on her phone, so
Okay.
whenever you start.
All right. Hi, Liam Landry, 145 South Irwin Street. Happy New Year. Just wanted to come up and say congratulations to all of y'all and your electoral victories last November. In particular, I wanted to congratulate the newly electeds, Councilwoman Simmons, Councilwoman Pendergast, and Councilman Wells. And while I address you 3, I want to remind you of the commitments you made to the people's platform during your campaign season, whether that was verbally or written. Some of the key points on that platform, which I'm not going to go through all of it, are advocating for affordable housing and holding landlords accountable, advocating for access or ensuring access to healthy and nutritious food for the people of Milledgeville, access to quality public transportation, advocacy on behalf of the workers of Milledgeville for a livable wage, as well as access to quality healthcare services. If you aren't aware, all of the council members were sent this platform, but you 3 were the ones who made a commitment to it. And I want to emphasize this, that while the New Vanguard, the organization that I am a part of, has distributed this platform, it is not our platform, it is the people's platform. It was authored by the people of Milledgeville. Every single point on that was expressed to us by the people of Milledgeville. And so we have simply acted as a vehicle for them to organize and make their grievances known. So your commitment is not to me or to my organization, but to the people of this city. And as we move into 2026, I want all of the council, but especially you 3, to remember the commitments you have made and work to bring these demands into reality. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next speaker, Ms. Commissioner Emily C. Davis.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm here to represent one of the landowners at, in the Dunlap area,
Mm-hmm.
and he prepared a letter that he would like for me to just give to you all
Okay,
in reference to 841 Dunlap Road,
okay.
and that's all I need to do. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. So that was all, Madam Clerk?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. We have one proclamation to present tonight. I would like to invite the participants of the Emancipation Proclamation to join me up front. While you are joining me, I will ask the clerk to read the proclamation while I walk up front, as I walk up front.
Proclamation, Office of the Mayor. Whereas, with the stroke of a pen, President Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation and set into motion an act that would change the course of American history by granting freedom where it had not been before. And whereas, although the Emancipation Proclamation was signed into law on September 22nd, 1862, it was not until the 1st of January in 1863 that it reached border states and was enforced in the state of Georgia, and thus began a progression of change. And whereas by this act, 400,000 people who were previously enslaved in the state of Georgia were granted a freedom not known to them while on the shores of the United States, beginning an arduous journey to create a new way of life and to carve a balance in history for themselves and their heirs. And whereas it is proper and fitting to highlight this day as one of the most important days in the early progression of the state of Georgia into the New South, now therefore I, representing Mary Parham Copeland, as mayor of the city of Milledgeville, do hereby proclaim January 1st, 2026 as Emancipation Proclamation Day in the city of Milledgeville in honor of one of the most historic and history-changing days in the state of Georgia. Mary Parham Copeland, Mayor.
First city council meeting on a day such as January the 1st. It don't get celebrated all the time. It's been a true Independence Day by our entire country, because everybody on that day was truly free. So this being given by this city council on y'all first meeting means a tremendous amount to me and my wife to host this, and we're very appreciative of each and every single one that participates with us. It's a very large event. It's open to everyone, and our theme this year was boots on the ground. The future our ancestors prayed for. And Madam Pro Tem, I just wanted to say, I think this board, including staff, is a large part of that future that our ancestors have prayed for. And I mean that dearly. I think y'all represent so much of what's been hoping and prayed for. Each and every single one of you in y'all different positions. And that's just a beautiful example, not just for our city, but for our state. I do appreciate that. And it says values with what we had to deal with last year with some of the last week, with some of the horrific stuff that was put on Facebook by our mayor and stuff, but people and leaders such as you all standing in your positions outshine that. So I'm just appreciative of having the city council that our ancestors did pray for. Thank you all very much.
Thank you. You have all received a copy of the December 9th, 2025 council meeting minutes. Are there any corrections or amendments that need to be made? Hearing none, is there a motion to adopt the December 9th, 2025 council meeting minutes?
Motion to adopt.
Second.
There are multiple minutes.
Okay, yeah, we have them separate. Okay, separated. Okay, we have a motion and a second. I'll ask the clerk to please call the roll.
Dr. Lee,
Aye.
Ms. Simmons, Ms. Mapp,
Aye.
Ms. Pendergast, Dr. Wells, Ms. Shinholster.
Aye. The motion carries and the minutes are approved. You have all received a copy of the December 17th, 2025 council meeting minutes. Are there any corrections or amendments to be made for those? Hearing none, is there a motion to adopt the December 17th, 2025 called council meeting minutes?
Motion to adopt.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. I'll ask the clerk to please call the roll.
Dr. Lee,
Aye.
Ms. Simmons, Ms. Mapp,
Aye.
Ms. Pendergast, Dr. Wells, Ms. Shinholster.
Aye. The motion carries and the minutes are approved. You have received a copy of the December 22nd, 2025 joint city-county council meeting minutes. Are there any corrections or amendments that need to be made? Hearing none, is there a motion to adopt the December 22nd, 2025 joint city-county council meeting minutes?
So move. Second.
We have a motion and a second. I'll ask the clerk to please call the roll.
Dr. Lee,
Aye.
Ms. Simmons, Ms. Mapp,
Aye.
Ms. Pendergast, Dr. Wells, Ms. Shinholster.
Aye. Last but not least, we have received a copy of the December 31st, 2025 called council meeting minutes. Are there any corrections or amendments to be made to those? Hearing none, is there a motion to adopt December 31st, 2025 called council meeting minutes?
So move. Second.
We have a motion and a second. I'll ask the clerk to please call the roll.
Dr. Lee,
Aye.
Ms. Simmons, Ms. Mapp,
Aye.
Ms. Pendergast, Dr. Wells, Ms. Shinholster.
Aye. The motion carries and the minutes are approved. I really don't have any comments as far as the mayor's comments are concerned. I'm just grateful to see everyone here at our meeting today. I do need to ask if there are any students. I know you all just started back class, but are there any students here representing the class tonight? Okay, well, we really do appreciate all of you coming out to our meetings and look forward to seeing you more than one time this year. And you know, hopefully you can come to all of our meetings. We feel like if the more input that you give to us, the better we can become as council members. So thank you all for coming tonight. At this time, we'll move to the city manager's report, and I'll recognize Ms. Hilson Butts.
Good afternoon, everyone. I really don't have a whole lot for you all tonight. I did send you all some information regarding the upcoming ordinances and resolutions that we will be meeting on tonight. Are there any questions regarding any of those? Okay. I do want to bring, just for y'all's attention also, I think I've mentioned these to y'all as well, just a couple of dates that we do have coming up that y'all should be aware of. Of course, we have the Cities United Summit that will be coming up from January 21st through 26th, and I know quite a few of y'all will be attending, so we'll have your packets and information ready for y'all for that travel next week. I'm ready to go. We do have scheduled a Georgia Department of Transportation STIP meeting. That is on January 20th. That will be here at the in the council chambers, and that'll be at 4 p.m. I did ask that if there are representatives, they've asked key representatives to be at that meeting, which would be the mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, and myself. If any other council members wish to attend, just please let me know so I make sure that we're in guidelines in terms of our numbers. Also, we have scheduled the with the Middle Georgia Regional Commission, our comprehensive plan review. That is on January 28th at 3 p.m. Again, if y'all plan on attending, just let me know so I can make sure we're in order with that. And also, Ms. Shinholster did send out some information that I did forward to you all in regards to the Development Authority of Milledgeville, Baldwin County. They are hosting a meeting to kind of give everyone information about data centers. And that meeting will be on January 29th from 2:30 to 4 p.m. And that one will be held at the Baldwin County Government Complex. So there's just several things that y'all have on your calendars. If you wish to attend, please do so. And I would like to take this time to just recognize a few of our departments here. I want to give kudos out to Mr. Robert Haddon in the Water and Sewer Department. I know this is small victories, but we love it all the same. We've had 3 employees that have passed their level 3 certification. We've been having some humps and hills in that department, but we've had 3 consecutive passes, so that's good luck. We hope you all keep up the good work and continue that trend. I also just want to give a shout out to Kevinville and the Water and Sewer Maintenance Department. We've had quite a few water breaks in the past few weeks. Their response time has been immediate. They've been great on getting these responses back to me and getting the repairs done and making sure that our customers go as minimum time as possible without water. So I just commend them and their hard work as well.
Thank you.
That's all I have.
Are the 3 people here tonight?
No, they're not. I just want I didn't want to call names, but I just want to give a shout out to that department for the strides they're making.
Well, that's great. I'm happy to hear that. Okay.
That's all I have, Lee.
We will now move to old business tonight, which is part of the agenda. We have 3 public hearings to conduct tonight, all of which relates to land use. The procedure for conducting the public hearings are as follows. You missed number 1. Number 1 on here. But, okay, we'll hear a report from the Planning and Zoning Administrator, including the advisory decision of the Planning and Zoning Commission. Council will first hear from the applicant and anyone who wishes to speak in favor of the amendment. We will then hear from anyone who wishes to speak in opposition to the amendment. If anyone speaks in opposition to the amendment, we would then give the applicant an opportunity for a rebuttal. The rebuttal must be limited to the points or issues raised by the opposition. We would then give the opposition the opportunity to speak in rebuttal to that. They too must limit their comments to the points or issues raised. Please make sure that before you speak, you come to the podium, give your name and address for the record. Anyone wishing to speak on the matter is encouraged to do so, but comments must remain relevant, concise, and polite. The first public hearing is for 217 Thomas Field Road. Madam Clerk, has this public hearing been properly posted and advertised?
Yes.
I will ask the clerk to read ordinance O-2510-14 by caption.
Ordinance O-2510-14, an ordinance amending the ordinance passed and adopted on the 10th day of December 2002, known as the Land Development Code of the City of Milledgeville, Georgia. Ordinance grants property to be rezoned to HI, heavy industrial, to allow for a staging area for recycling and crushing concrete, brick, etc.
Okay, I'll recognize the zoning administrator for a report. Mr. Barnwell.
Good evening, everyone. I would first like to acknowledge Mayor Pro Tem Shinholster. I would also like to congratulate Ms. Melba on her appointment to interim city manager.
Thank
I
you.
also like to welcome all the newest members of the city council. There was a planning and zoning meeting on December 1st. We had Mr. Ted Smith, 217 Thomasville Road. He wanted to rezone to heavy industrial. It was approximately 50 acres. It was the old Scott prison to be used for recycling and crushing bricks and concrete. There was a 4-to-1 vote in favor. There was only 1 no vote. And the no vote was at an issue with the dust for possible dust exposure to a possible school nearby, Midway School. But Mr. Smith assured the board that they had a wet down procedure for the trucks before they got on the road. So the board agreed with that. Are there any questions? Okay, I will let Mr. Ted Smith approach the podium.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Ted Smith. I live at 153 P.A. Johns Road, Milledgeville, Georgia. This is under one of my companies called T.S. Smith Development Company. We're in the process of tearing down, demoing several state buildings, part of YDC. We just completed the Arnold building. That created a need for the crushing of the brick and the concrete coming out of these buildings. About half of YDC, as you may know, is going to the ground for a new $75 million facility being constructed by the state. Same thing's going on in Augusta and other places. So this created this need. We acquired the 50 acres from the Development Authority. Thank you. And then we have done survey work. It's going to be a combination of, it's a green facility. The final permit will be done with Georgia EPD. And that's in process now once this vote here is official. It is a green project, as I said. Secondary leg of this project is it has one warehouse building now, which is the old gymnasium. That will be converted into a warehouse, and then several more warehouses are planned to be built for staging of super sacks from the Kellen industry and other places, which is a totally inert material. And those materials will be bought in, stored, and as needed will be transferred to the Port of Savannah and through the artery of the interstate system we have in Georgia. It's a private location. It's a good location, and we're happy to try to do something with some of the unused property that the state seems to have plenty of in the old hospital complex. Here's a brief picture in case you wanted to see it on the photograph. This is the 50-acre site here. We did not take the prison buildings. The problem with those, as you may know, is asbestos abatement. So this is the existing warehouse. Future. The crushing will be done in these areas here, and be contained all on this site. The one question that came up in the P&Z meeting is dust. There's an abatement system for dust on the crushing system itself, and then the trucks will leave with a tarp system. So I see no dust coming off this place at all in there. And it's in the middle of, really in the middle of nowhere, so there's nobody much around us to complain. That's one reason it was picked. The noise is minimal, the dust is non-existent. So, and it is a certified green project. So, that's my proposal, and I appreciate your consideration.
Mr. Smith, before you sit down, I know you said that there was not that many people around, but what about the mobile home park and the people that live in
Yes,
the mobile
ma'am.
home park down below that with the dust and?
I've got the blue line here that shows the traffic pattern straight to 441. It will go down the old shop building road there and come out and bypass all
All of that.
residents live. So we're
Okay.
going out the back way, not coming to 112. We're not going, through where all the mobile home parks are.
Okay, so you don't expect any of the dust to sift
No,
that in that direction?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Does anybody else have any questions for
Which building?
the procurement warehouse? Isn't that the warehouse at the procurement?
You said Frank Scott, the old Frank Scott State
oh,
Prison.
Scott
State Prison.
The warehouse
The
is
entire Frank
existing
Scott,
is
or just a portion of Frank Scott?
just a portion of Frank Scott.
Do you know which one?
You might want to show them the map.
Yeah, we could, yeah.
Is it Scott, Kemper, or Ingram? Which one is
Here's the Scott buildings here, and this is Kemper down here.
it? Which one are you?
Neither one of them.
Okay.
So I bought the land in and around that from the Development Authority. This is the old gymnasium, if you might be familiar with that. And that's gonna be warehouse number one, and then we'll build additional as time and demand allots.
Where's the cemetery at? I mean,
Your
how far away?
cemetery's right here.
Okay.
Down there,
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
We
Yes,
don't
ma'am.
have that map on a smaller scale that we can.
I think it was in the permit application. I think I saw it scroll through when she was doing it. Yes.
Okay.
We're calling the whole place a Renaissance warehouse and distribution and recycling center.
Okay.
So what, once we get set up and going, what's your plan? What we be storing in the warehouse or in the
Super
distribution?
sacks of processed kaolin, which is an inert mineral. One thing I failed to mention, we expect a minimum of 25 employees, as it will be a 24-hour warehousing soon. So not 24 one time, but 2 shifts. would
Two
be
shifts,
that.
okay.
Okay. It's always good to know that new jobs are coming.
Yeah, Mr. Smith, also with the tarping system, you said that, is it a standard tarping of your trucks that will be covering the material?
If necessary, they all have tarps, and if there's anything per DOT regulations, if any dust is coming off of it, they should tarp. A lot of them have electric tarps, and the rest of them have hand crank tarps that go over like this.
Okay, so not the manual, not the plastic tarping.
Yeah, these are permanent tarps attached to the trailer that's used as necessary to control anything from any debris from getting on the road and any dust from getting into the atmosphere.
Okay.
We don't want to lose our green stamp by
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Is there anyone present who wished to speak in opposition to the amendment? Did he give his address?
Yes.
Okay. Is there anyone who'd like to speak in opposition? Are there any more questions or comments from council? Well, this concludes the presentation of evidence in this public hearing. Is there a motion?
Second.
So you're motioning to accept the findings of the planning and zoning? Okay. I'll ask the clerk to call the roll.
Dr. Lee? Ms. Simmons?
Aye.
Ms. Mapp?
Aye.
Ms. Pendergast? Dr. Wells? Ms. Shinholster?
Aye. Okay, the second public hearing we have for tonight is for 841 Dunlap Road. Madam Clerk, has this public hearing been properly posted and advertised?
Yes.
I'll ask the clerk to read ordinance 2510-1, excuse me, O 2510-15 by caption.
Ordinance O 2510-15, conduct a public hearing of an ordinance amending the Land Development Code to allow for rezoning of 2.23 acres out of 20.02 acres of land located at 841 Dunlap Road. The total property is currently zoned SFR1, Single Family Residential. The applicant and owner, Nisa Khan, desires to rezone 2.23 acres from SFR1 to CC, Community Commercial, to construct 4 large and 2 small warehouse units equipped with office space and restroom.
I'll recognize the zoning administrator for a report, Mr. Barnwell.
Yes, this also came before the board on December 1st. Ms. Khan plans was to rent these out to contractors such as HVAC contractors. There was one person in opposition to the proposal. She was complained about additional traffic. The board decided that the business will now have an adverse effect on the traffic. The vote passed unanimously, 5-0. Are there any questions? And later on today, the applicant notified my office that she wanted to withdraw her application for consideration. And I have a letter right here.
The applicant respectfully is requesting to withdraw her rezoning application without prejudice. This will allow, according to her, will allow her time to take additional time to review feedback and continue working with city staff before returning at a later date. And that's Lisa Khan. Needs to be part of the record. So she is asking that you allow her to withdraw her application without prejudice, meaning that she would not be held to the restrictions in the Land Development Code that would require her not to be able to submit a new application before, I think, 6 months. So without prejudice would free her up to be able to come back when she decided to do so.
Okay, so hearing that, we would ask for a motion to accept her request.
Yeah, I make the motion that we accept the letter without prejudice.
Okay.
Second.
Allow her to withdraw it without prejudice.
Allow her to withdraw.
Second.
Okay. It's been motion and second to allow the applicant to withdraw without prejudice. It's been motion and second, so I'll ask the clerk to call the roll.
Dr. Lee? Ms. Simmons?
Aye.
Ms. Mapp?
Aye.
Ms. Pendergast? Dr. Wells?
Aye.
Ms. Shinholster?
Aye. So the last public hearing is for 120 Ernest Biner Street. Madam Clerk, has this public hearing been properly posted and advertised?
Yes.
I'll ask the clerk to read ordinance O 2511-17 by caption.
Ordinance O-2511-17, conduct the first reading of an ordinance amending the Land Development Code to rezone property located at 120 Ernest Biner Street, tax map M21053, 1.2149 acres from SFR-1 Single Family Residential to CC Community Commercial for Children's Autism Therapy Clinic. Property is owned by Church Pathfinders Christian, Andrew Margot.
Okay, Mr. Barnwell is ready and waiting.
Okay, we have the property located at 120 Barner. It was formerly Pathfinders Church. It's currently owned by Mr. Andrew Margot. He desires to rezone it to CC. He wishes to put a medical clinic for children with autism for therapy and medical needs. Mr. Scott Margot stated that he would not do anything structural to the unit. He would keep it as is, and it passed unanimously. Any questions? Okay, Mr. Margot.
Remember, Mr. Margot, to state your name and address for the record.
Excuse me, I got a frog in my throat. I'm Andrew Morgan. I live at 148 Lakewood Drive in Eatonton. My wife and I have been serving the special needs community in Georgia since October 1998. We currently operate 5 independent locations that help, I don't even know how many children with autism today.
Mm-hmm.
We've been a member of this community for close to 15 years, and we've always had the dream of putting a clinic in Millie so that we can help, the children that need those services. I am proud to say that we've got a great reputation, and we're focused on bringing therapy to areas that are underserved throughout the state of Georgia. We've got some very strong ties with other institutions and partnerships that help us do that. We do operate a nonprofit, and currently we employ about 200 people. We're going to add roughly 30 jobs right here in Milledgeville. The great thing about this is most of the jobs that we're going to offer are to people that really need the work, folks like myself that didn't have the chance to go to college and get a college education, but you know, they've got potential, and so we're excited to be a part of the community for that. We don't plan to make any changes to the building other than just change the name on the sign. And yeah, if nobody's opposed to that, we're really looking forward to coming in and being part of the community.
Thank you. Have any questions for Mr. Margot?
I don't have a question, I just want to statement. I'm very happy and glad to see this. This is a high demand for here. So many of our parents are having to take their children to Macon and Atlanta and wherever else, so thank you.
Thank you very much. We're excited to do this.
I'd like to echo what she said because I have relatives that had to move to the Augusta area just to get the services that they needed for their child. So it is something that is so needed. I commend you and your wife for all that you've done, and thank you so much for considering this community to set up in.
And it's great all the way around, not only for the students, but also you said the workers, people who don't have the education.
That's true.
You know, they're offered a job, so this.
Not only a job, we help them get certified as a registered behavioral technician, and it's a career they can take with them for the rest of their lives.
It's great.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Thank you, everybody.
Okay. Is there anyone who wishes to speak in opposition? Thank you. Are there any other comments from council members? This concludes the presentation of evidence in this public hearing. Is there a motion?
Motion to carry ordinance 02511-17.
Second.
I'll ask the clerk to call the roll.
Dr. Lee?
Aye.
Ms. Simmons?
Aye.
Ms. Mapp?
Aye.
Ms. Pendergast?
Aye.
Dr. Wells?
Aye.
Ms. Shinholster?
Aye. So this concludes our public hearings for land use for this evening. And we'll now move to new business, which is part of the agenda tonight. I'll ask the clerk to read Resolution R-2601-01 by caption.
Resolution R-2601-01, a resolution to authorize a lighting services agreement with Georgia Power Company to install 3 LED roadway lights on Old Mill Court and 1 LED roadway light on Hillendale Drive.
Okay, you've heard the resolution. Is there a motion to adopt?
So move.
Second.
I'll ask the clerk to call the roll.
Dr. Lee?
Aye.
Ms. Simmons?
Aye.
Ms. Mapp?
Aye.
Ms. Pendergast? Dr. Wells?
Aye.
Ms. Shinholster?
Aye. I'll ask the clerk to read Resolution R-2601-03 by caption.
Resolution R-2601-03 to authorize a contract with CKH Consulting LLC for CPA services for the Finance Department.
You've heard the resolution. Is there a motion to adopt?
So move.
Is there any discussion? Second, Ms. Mapp, I don't know if you heard that. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Is there any discussion? I'll ask the clerk to call the roll.
Dr. Lee?
Aye.
Ms. Simmons?
Aye.
Ms. Mapp?
Aye.
Ms. Pendergast? Dr. Wells?
Aye.
Ms. Shinholster?
Aye. We don't have any appointments or alcohol license applications to consider this evening. It is my understanding that we do need to go into a closed session this evening for the purposes of a personnel and real estate matter. Do I hear a motion to go into closed session?
Make the motion that we go into executive session for personnel and what was the other?
Real estate.
Real estate.
I'll ask the clerk to call the roll, please.
Dr. Lee?
Aye.
Ms. Simmons?
Aye.
Ms. Mapp?
Aye.
Ms. Pendergast? Dr. Wells?
Aye.
Ms. Shinholster?
Aye. So we'll move into closed session and we will be back out. Okay, I'll call the meeting back to order and ask the clerk to call the roll, please.
Dr. Lee?
Here.
Ms. Simmons?
Here.
Ms. Mapp?
Here.
Ms. Pendergast? Dr. Wells?
Here.
Ms. Shinholster?
Here. This concludes the items on the agenda for tonight. Does anyone on council have any questions or comments that they would like to make?
I have a comment.
Yes, ma'am.
I just want to thank that, well, I want to thank the staff who are out here at the city. I want to thank Ms. Hewley. I want to thank Ms. Shavers and Ms. Hilson Bus. That the name just run together just like that. For you all just coming on in, just taking charge, doing what you need to do, making sure that the city is running smoothly. You all, for those who don't know, we had death in the family, and these ladies just went and just did what needed to be done.
Yeah.
They got our iPads going, and I got to go play with it a little bit and try to learn it, but just thank you all. We don't take you all for granted, and we appreciate you, all of you.
Thank you. Does anyone else have any comments?
Just want to welcome our new council members.
Thank you.
And I just wanted to say I appreciate the Mayor Pro Tem. She and I had a great conversation today, and she showed great collegiality, a willingness to work through tough situations, and I'm very excited to be working with these colleagues, new colleagues, and Ms. Shinholster's going to have to keep me in line, remind me of things, but I'm looking forward to this. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay. More, I like to bother. Morgan like, oh. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
I'll ask the clerk to call the roll.
Dr. Lee?
Aye.
Ms. Simmons?
Here. Aye.
Ms. Mapp?
Aye.
Ms. Pendergast? Dr. Wells?
Aye.
Ms. Shinholster?
Aye. Meeting adjourned. Thank you all.